So next I'm going to move on to the first of the two bigger drawers that I have. This one pretty much has everything besides my eyeshadow palette. So let's just start kind of with some foundation. So this one I need to probably get rid of because it's just about empty, but it's the True Match Lumi in W3. This is the one I've been using the most lately, and it's the Rimmel Match Perfection. This is in True Ivory. Another one that I've been kind of testing out is the Maybelline Better Skin. This is in Classic Ivory. The Wet n Wild Coverall Foundation, and this is in light, but it looks really dark, so I would say go a little bit lighter than you think. Oh, and I have this Milani 2-in-1 Conceal and Perfect. I don't have a lot of face primers, but the one I've been using lately is this Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. This I really haven't used much at all, but it's a Maybelline Bronze BB. This was like 50 cents at Walgreens. I've used it a couple times, and it gives okay coverage, but not something I would use every day. If you guys haven't heard of Farmhouse Fresh, I would totally recommend you checking it out. It's an awesome line. It's all natural, and this is the moisturizer that I've been using. This is like a soothing eye cream from Yes to Cucumbers. And then I have this Image Ormetic eye cream that I use as well. And just another little H2O moisturizer. In this next little container, I just have my setting sprays. This is the e.l.f. setting spray, which honestly I think this is just water. I just refill it to spritz like my eyeshadows with. And then I have the NYX Matte and the NYX Dewy. In this little set of drawers, I just have basically like my jumbo eyeshadow pencils. So I have some from NYX and Milani, Jordana, and one from Wet n Wild. It's concealer. Again, I don't have a ton of concealers, but this is the e.l.f. Zit Zapper, which I do really like this for correcting, some blemishes, and it also has medication in there, so it actually helps heal them as well. I have 3 different Rimmel Match Perfection concealers. These are one of my favorites. I've repurchased this many, many times, as you can see. Another favorite is the Instant Age Rewind from Maybelline. This one's great for under eye circles and fine lines. I've tried the Maybelline Better Skin. I've heard so many people raving about this. This one I need to throw away. It's just about empty, but it is the Wet n Wild highlighting and concealing pen. This is the e.l.f. under eye primer, which I do like this, but honestly I forget to use it a lot. This container was also from Dollar Tree, but it was like in the food area, but it works really, really good. So these were from a couple years ago. These were the Wet n Wild, one of the summer collections. It's got the idea is that it has like a bronzer and a blush in one palette. These I am in love with. This darker one I haven't used very often. That's solar powered, but Fairtrade Coffee and Sunset Junction I use on a pretty much weekly basis. Out of the 3, Sunset Junction is my favorite. You got your blush, your highlight, and your bronzer all in one. So this to me really reminds me a lot of like the Naked Flushed, because you have all 3 cheek products in one palette. Some of the contour palettes, and then they reformulated. Believe it or not, these two were supposed to be the same. They're both caramel toffee, but this one's been reformulated. These two are the same thing. They've just been repackaged. It is the Catwalk Pink. You can use each individual shade. You can swirl them all together. You can use them as eyeshadows or blush or highlight. This is a product that I would recommend. This is my sad Reserve Your Cabana. It's supposed to have like a lid like this, but I've had so many of these and they've all broken. Either the product has broken or the lid has broken off. I think it's kind of cheaply made, but the actual product is worth it. This was a limited edition. I do use this one a lot. It is Bear in Mind by Wet n Wild. This, as some of you know from my Instagram, is like my holy grail right now, and the smell is amazing, and just look how cutely packaged it is. These are all of the Wet n Wild Fergie highlighters, and here's one more. So these have all been repackaged because they've gotten rid of the Fergie name, but they're the same product just with new names. Just a couple more highlighters. This is the crown of my canopy. This was from this past spring. And this is from the Dollar Tree. It's e.l.f. It's really, really subtle. But it is a gorgeous highlight. I would totally, if you see this at your Dollar Tree, I would get it. It's totally worth it. And I think this was from Dollar Tree too. It's also an e.l.f. And to me, it kind of reminds me of like one of the, you can't really see it too well on camera, but it kind of reminds me of one of the Jaclyn Hill highlighters. I kind of forgot to talk about my face powders, but to me this is kind of boring stuff. I don't have a ton of them. This is the e.l.f., just the translucent. I have the Wet n Wild coverall, which is a really, really good one. I have the translucent from Physicians Formula. It's kind of, if I can open it, it's just like a multi-toned translucent. This is the one that I've been mostly using right now, which I got free from Influencer. I'm going to start with my powder, blushes, and then we'll move on to the cream. So just to start off, these are a couple of the Wet n Wild Fergie ones. These have been popping up at Dollar Tree, so if you don't have any of these, I would recommend picking them up because they're very pigmented and very pretty. A blush that I wish I kind of hadn't purchased was this Physicians Formula Nude. Thankfully, I think I got it on clearance, but look at that. I mean, it is so light. More Wet n Wild blushes. These were the ombre ones, exclusive to Target. Some of my very favorite blushes that I own are these two Milani in Luminoso and Rose d'Oro. These are very similar colors. This one's a bit darker. I think that's more pretty in the winter time. And I've been using this Luminoso almost every single day this summer. Another one that I reach for on the regular is this NYX blush in Pinched. I have some of the original Wet n Wild blushes, Pearlescent Pink, Mellow Wine, and Heather Silk. And then these are two more that I love. As you can see, this Rose Champagne. I've hit pan on that one. Let me swatch this because I don't know, it doesn't really show up very well on the camera, but it's really like a bronzy blush. And then this one, the apricot in the middle, is very pretty as well. It's pretty similar to the Rose Champagne, but just a little more peach. These two Physicians Formulas I don't really use very often. And then this is like a bronzer slash blush. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to show you guys is my cream, contour, highlight, and blushes and liquid face products. So I have two of these Pocahontas highlights, and this one's more golden, but the one that I absolutely love, I don't even know the name of it, but I'll swatch it and see if you guys can see how pretty is that highlight. And I like this better. I will swatch this next to it. This is the Wet n Wild one that they came out with recently. They're pretty similar, but to me, I feel like the Pocahontas one is easier to blend out and a little bit more pigmented on the cheeks. I have a couple of these Maybelline Master Matte. This one, of course, is more of like a contour than a blush. The e.l.f. Liquid Blush HD. They're pretty colors. I have a couple NYC ones. These were all from Dollar Tree. I have the Wet n Wild Contour and Highlight Stick, which this I do like. Let's swatch this next to the Maybelline and see. And then the highlight one, it's not like a shimmery highlight like the Pocahontas one, but it's just a matte highlight you could use to kind of carve out different areas of the face. These are the Benefit High Beam, Shy Beam, and Sunbeam, and these are really pretty. Okay, so next I'll show you my brow stuff because it's not a lot. It won't take a lot of time, and then we'll move on to the eyeliners and mascaras. And then the next drawer will be my favorite, which is my palettes. I have this Revita Brow. I don't use this often enough, but I need to because I have a couple like sparse areas, and when I was using this on the regular basis, it was helping my brows grow in faster. I have this one, the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Plumper. This is just the clear one. And lately I've been using the Milani Easy Brow Tinted Fiber Gel for my brow gel. This one I love. It is a Wet n Wild Highlighter Ultimate Brow, which is supposedly very, very similar to the Benefit High Brow. These three are just okay. I like to test out different brow products. This is Holy Grail status right here. If they discontinue this, I would probably freak out. And I know it's very similar to the Anastasia, but it is like a quarter of the price. So this is the Ardell Brow Pomade. Cannot live without this. It's going to be my primers, eyeliners, and mascaras, and everything else for eyes. So this one I need to pitch because it's just about empty, but I do have a replacement. This is the primer that I reach for just about every day because it is convenient, it is easy, and it works. Shadow Insurance, this is in Candlelight. This is this hard candy one. I've never tried that one yet. Another favorite is the Urban Decay Primer Potion. This is in Eden. So it's like a nude skin tone color. It's not clear like the original. Speaking of which, here it is, the original Primer Potion in a little baby size. I also have the Rimmel. This is okay. It's a different formula than like other eye primers that I've used. It's more like a silicone primer, like kind of like feels like a face primer, honestly. Also have the Wet n Wild and the Wet n Wild Shimmer, which these are very, very similar to the Primer Potions. Let's move on to eyeliners. We'll do liquid first. I only have 2 because I love them so much. I will probably never switch. I have a brown and a black, and these are the Eye Booster from Physicians Formula. Physicians Formula really does make good eyeliners. I like to use these for my lower lash line. Also have a Wet n Wild. These are good. They're like 69 cents, and those are good and pigmented and last all day. Let's talk about some Urban Decay pencils. These are very, very pigmented. They glide on, hence the name, slide on, glide on. They are awesome. This I love for the waterline. It is the Rimmel Scandalized Nude Pencil. Highly recommend that for the waterline, and it is not irritating at all. Okay, mascaras, I don't have a lot because I'm very picky about my mascaras. A lot irritates me, and so I tend to stick with what I know works. Perversion, I love. I don't love it on its own. I like to use this over another mascara just as an added enhancement. When I wear this by itself, it tends to smear. I have the Dior. I really don't ever use this. It's Dior Show. I have this Tarte. It is a double-ended lights camera lashes, and it has the fibers, which I do really like this. The Wet n Wild Lash Primer. If you don't have this, I do highly, highly, highly recommend that you get it. That paired with the Wet n Wild Fiber Mascara has been my go-to for a couple months, and I could not be happier.